Hello, folks. Just to clarify, I do have horns actually. They're retractable. So when I'm on the video, I'll pull them in. And I'm wearing contacts, so that hides my fiery eyes. And you would not believe how much pain I'm in trying to control my anger and my attitude towards the world. Now, that everything is straightened out, so you're not confused by my video. I guess I got some people telling me that I appear a little bit different. In any case, what I want to talk about this time is what causes us stress. You know, we talked about beliefs and how they form a little bit, and sort of the general idea of the different pieces that make us, who we are. Let's talk about a little bit about short-term beliefs, so that we can understand that beliefs are not just religious or political or social. Beliefs can be formed for very short periods of time. Like, for example, you can have some sort of a event coming up that you have doubts about, maybe an exam in a university or a school. Maybe you need to take a driver's test. I don't know, something that you're not sure what the outcome will be, so you start doubting yourself. If you form a belief that you will not pass the test, you will actually make that belief will then come true, because your subconscious believes now that you cannot pass the test. So your subconscious is going to make it very difficult for you to study. It's going to make it very difficult for you to focus on the answers, make it very difficult for you to get any sort of confidence in passing this test or overcoming this hurdle. So what you've done essentially is, for this period of time until the test actually happens, you have convinced yourself or your subconscious of a belief that the outcome is going to be this way or that way. It also works if you believe that the outcome will be great. That will happen also. But what your subconscious is doing between now and the time the test is there, it's going to command you to do everything as if your belief was true. So if your belief was that you cannot pass the test, there's no point in studying. You're not going to understand equations. You can look at it and see the information, but it's not going to make sense, because your belief is telling you that you can't understand it, and you're going to end up having a bad outcome in the test. Similarly, if you believe that it's a piece of cake, you always get 100, you're going to get 100 this time, not a problem. Well, everything you look at in the book is going to make sense, because you believe that you're smart enough, intelligent enough to understand it. What happens in beliefs that causes stress is that, let's say that you have a flat tire, and the car is parked in your driveway, and you have to fix this flat, but you don't have to fix it right this minute. It's not on the road. So you develop a belief, or you start thinking to yourself, well, this is going to be a horrible thing to do. This is going to be stressful. This is going to, it's going to dirty up my hands. I have to do this. I have to wash them. Why do I have to do this? Why does it have to happen to me? All these things starts developing. So your belief basically is now telling you that one of the most horrible things that could have happened to you this day is a flat tire. But let's kind of look at that a little bit. The thing that is causing you stress and anxiety and all the other negative emotions is not the fact that you had a flat tire. It is the fact that you have to fix it. Now think about this for a second. If you took, what does it take, 20, 30 minutes or something? If you go out and you fix the tire, 30 minutes later, all that stress and all that anxiety is gone, isn't it? So it was not the tire that caused you any anxiety. It was the fact that you believed it was going to cause you a lot of anxiety, and the fact that you were leaving it undone. So when you have things that are undone, that cause you anxiety. Let's take this into a little bit further in life. People think of success or being successful as not having to do anything. Wow, this people, this is not true at all. If you don't have anything to do, you're going to be miserable. We're human beings. We're happy when we accomplish things. We have effort, struggle, and thought, and this is what we do every day. If we didn't do that, we would either be dead or extremely miserable. People can't do nothing. That's not what rich people do. That's not what successful people do. They're some of the busiest people in the world. They have their schedule full. Now, it might be things that you think are just enjoyable. I mean, going to vacations or islands and this, that, and the other. But that's not all they do. They also work. They also work that generates rewards for them, whether they be financial or otherwise. So retirement is kind of a death. And if you talk to people that are older, you might notice that people that actually go from working every day to retiring have a tendency of dying off very quickly if they don't get involved in another sort of activity. If you don't use your muscles, you lose them. If you don't use your strength, you lose it. And if you don't use your brain, you lose it. So these are things that are from Allah. They are part of our nature. And if we don't follow those basic rules, laws, whatever you want to call them. So now when people talk about society, and I'm not going to discuss all of this today, but when people talk about society and helping others and all this, this portion of the program gets totally lost. Nobody wants to do nothing. Nobody wants to be helped in that way. It is very demeaning for a person to have somebody else come and give them food. This is not something adults want. The reason is that adults are capable of providing food for themselves. The environment that they are in is not responsible for whether they have food or not, or they can't be responsible for a long period of time. It can be for a short period of time if you're forced or enslaved or something. But the thing is, it is up to us to change it. And the change comes from the effort, struggle, and thought. These are not bad things. When people say that there are hungry children in Africa, well, the thing is that those hungry children in Africa got to be 10 years old, so they couldn't have been hungry for that long. Secondly, there are people that have been feeding them for 10 years. What happened to those people all of a sudden when the cameraman came? Did those people just disappear out of the person's life? These are all things that are beliefs that are created for us. I'm not a mean person. I don't want 10-year-olds to die or not to have food or anything. But let's be real about the things. The responsibility for those children is their parents, their providers. Responsibility for your children is yours. If you do that, there is no problem really in the world. If you don't do that, then we need to ask why not. That's all I had for today. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying the videos. And, just in a second, I'm going to have those horns and those fiery eyes come back up. Maybe I'll send you a picture sometime. Not today.